Hello, everybody. Shin Angelo is coming at you with yet another recording. This time, I wanted to bring to you guys, which I've been asking for a long time. Some of y'all has asked for a small guide on how to use OSAs, and that's exactly what I want to bring. However, the guide I want to bring is a fire support guide. There's all types of ways you can play OSAs in the game. You have your agility OSAs, you have your chance OSAs, and you have your fire OSAs. And I play mine as a support. So, with that being said, let's get this show on the road. So, first things first, we're going to talk about, as I said, we're going to talk about the skills. So, we're going to go over I'm a little laggy. I've had my game running for a while. First things first, we're going to go over skills. So, we're going to go over the skills. We're going to start with the fire skills first. And then I'm going to try to talk a little bit about how they work. And I'm going to give my opinion on each skill, and then from there I guess you guys can form your own opinions or what you want to use when y'all start leveling your OSAs. But yeah, so this is going to be heavily opinionated. It's going to be heavily with my opinion, which okay, I'm repeating, sorry. But yeah, so let's get this started. I'm going to start off with the fire skills. So the first fire skill I want to bring up is the skill that you first start off with, is called Draconic. So basically what this skill does, it attacks on the line as it got a decent amount of range. And as you can see, whoever target you hit, you also get one extra space behind it. Now, the trick to this is that you can't attack here and hit your opponent. See, it does nothing. You actually have to hit your opponent. So once you hit, it'll activate and then hit whoever's behind them, and you can use it twice per turn. And it has pretty decent damage. It also adds a dragon charge, which I'm going to get into, which if you guys, that's very important for OSAs to know how dragon charges work. So I'm going to get into that as we continue on. So let's get to the next spell, shall we? The next spell on the list is called Crow. And basically what Crow does is it's an amazing skill that allows you to get a quick one and done hit. So if, say like your ally or somebody is blocking the target, the Crow is a good way to get in some quick damage. So as you guys can see, it does not require line of sight, and you can attack your opponent. Now, Crow also has a second ability, which is once you attack your opponent, you increase the range. I believe it's by 1 every time you attack your opponent. So, as it reads here, so it starts from 4 to 5 space, and then it increases 1 every time. Oh, it increases by 3 every time you hit an opponent. Now, here's a catch. You can only hit an opponent once. So after the first time you strike your opponent, you will no longer be able to hit again with Crow. So as I said, that's a quick way to sneak in some damage if everybody got them surrounded and you out of line of sight, you're not lined up properly, you can't get an attack in. Just throw a Crow and you can still help out in the match. Let's get to the next skill, shall we? Okay, so the skill here we're going to try is going to call Dragon's Breath. And this is a really, really good spell. I like the spell. It basically has 2 effects. The first effect of it is that if you're too close, like if you're 1 space in front of your ally or behind them, if you're anywhere 1 space against an enemy, not ally, I'm sorry, if you're 1 space against any enemy, when you attack said enemy, it's going to release you from that space. So all the red squares you see there, that person, that player or enemy, I believe enemies don't usually line up with each other, but I believe enemies also get pushed back from the space of the target. So when you strike the target, they of course they take damage. Now, the second effect is when you have an ally who's injured. It's a really good heal spell. So let's give into our Osa nature and torment our little summon here. Right. So that's some decent damage. As you can see here, his health is pretty like low-ish. So let's say that's an ally. An ally been fighting. Allies kind of get damaged a lot. You can just pop him one of those and heal him back up. It does a great amount of heals. So that's Dragon Breath. The next spell we're going to talk about here is called Spark Melon. It is a variant of Draconic. You get it, I'm not sure what level, I'll look that up. But you, well, I can't look it up now. I'm not good at this. But it also deals a crap ton of damage. It's really good. And it also heals allies. So that's what's good about this spell. And we can see here when I damage the enemy. There you go. It deals damage. And now, once again, if we had an ally who happened to be injured, just hit him with a quick Spark Melon and heal him right up. So yeah, it's a good heal. It deals good damage. Overall, it's a pretty good asset to have. I keep Spark Melon over Draconic because I like the healing aspect of it. And as I said, it also deals pretty decent damage. The next spell on the list is called Cross Scale. I'll be honest, I think this spell is pretty trash. And all it does is deal damage from an X position. So it doesn't attack in front of you at all. You have to be on the side, kind of like Fogonauts. It also, as you can see, can hit up to a line of 3. So maybe you guys can find a use for it. I don't like it. I think it's trash. Honestly, don't really know too much about it. But it seems it's pretty good if you line up properly with it. But with situations like this, see what I mean? You can't get to your enemies. I think it's a trash skill. I don't like it. And yeah, that's Cross Scale. And it also doesn't heal. I'll end this quick and get on to the next skill. The next skill on my list is called Dragon Heart, and this is absolutely one of my favorite skills on an Osa kit, especially if you're playing support. So basically, this is a pure heal. This makes you a heal turn. So within, I believe it's 4 spaces around you, it can heal. No, okay, there's only 2 spaces around you. It can heal an ally. However, the catch is you have to have a summon out. I believe it has to be a summon from the dragon tree. Yeah, in fact, no, I'm wrong. I'm sure of it. You have to have a summon of the dragon tree out. You can't just put the skill out and then just activate it and just heal. It's not going to work. As you see, there's no effect. It doesn't do anything. So now I called out a dragon. Let's show once again. Now as you can see, not only will it affect me from effect around me, but it can also affect my allies that's around my dragons. So any allies that's around the dragons, they are now receiving heals from 2 spaces from being around my dragon, which also turns my dragon into a heal turret. Really, really cool skill. I really enjoy the skill. See as the see as the effect travel through the dragon. Anybody that's 2 spaces between the dragon and between me can receive the healing benefit of the healing benefit. Sorry, it took a second to set up there. But anybody 2 spaces around me or the dragon can receive a quick heal effect. So here I'm going to damage myself using my dragon. Alright, so first part, I'm going to demonstrate I cannot heal myself. However, my allies would still be hurt. My allies would still be healed, even though I can't be healed. But if I'm within 2 space of my dragon and use Dragon Heart, there, now I got my heals. It works on however many dragons you have out as well. So for example, I'm going to do more damage to myself here. And then you have this. So now I have 2 dragons out. So here we go. See how I've gotten slightly more than before? So anybody in between the range of me and my dragons, they all will receive heals. And it's really, really, really good. That is the skill Dragon Heart. It would seem I covered all the fire skills. So let's move on to the active skills. Actually, before we do that, before we move on to active skills, I want to show you guys how the summoning system works. So as you guys can see above my head, you have this little ghost icon thing here, right? So that shows that I have nothing. When I summon, it's gonna just poof out the little block creature here. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to act like I could pronounce that. No Formo. So he's a little shapeshifter. Think of him as a Diglett. If you guys have ever played Pokemon, he is a Diglett. Think of him as a Diglett. So he can take the form of any of my summons. If you guys looking here in the summon list, so he can become a Tofu, Gobble, he can become the frog, whatever the frogs are called, or he can become one of my dragons. So when you throw out No Fomo, he doesn't need a stack. So he'll just transform as an automatic level 1 stack. There you go. So if I call out a No Fumu and then get a stack, No Fumu automatically counts as number 1. So think of it as bam, summon stack number 1. Think of it as that, and then give him. Now I have 1 stack. Let me turn this on. So now I have 1 summon stack. As you can see here, this is 1 side, right? That's stack number 1. You can have up to 3 before you transform into your amazing transformation. So with the 1 stack, No Formo is going to count as 2nd level now. So instead of it being the level 1 dragon, it's going to come out as the level 2 dragon, like so. So that's kind of a shortcut. The only downside to that is you cannot move or control the summon when you summon them from No Fomo like that. However, if you get the stacks on your own and then summon, you can take control of them right away. that's the summoning stacks. So from there is even though I have my bullet points written down, I'm still gonna you're still gonna hear a couple of uhs and because I'm still like I didn't write word for word or what I'm gonna say. I'm kind of still winging it, but I have the bullet points showing what I want to do. So the next thing as I stated, I want to talk about the active skills. Favoritism is a skill that's really good. I sacrifice the first summon for favoritism, and basically what it does is that you put it on your summon to show favoritism, and now every turn for a stack up to 6 turns, they're gonna get somewhat of a damage boost, basically. See? And there's the first boost. Favoritism. 75% damage sustained for 1 turn, increased final damage inflicted by 15 turns for 6 turns. So it's gonna keep stacking like that. You can only put it on 1, which is why it's called favoritism. Oh, I forgot how low this thing health was. But with favoritism, you can see the stacks go up. You can see the stacks go up as the turns go by. So with it being my turn now, I'm going to cast favoritism. I'm going to take control of the summon. And I'm just going to, attack. Oh, wait, don't get too excited. Alright, so that's just the first turn. You got the 60% damage. See, now it goes up again. We have another 15 final damage, plus the 60% is still in play. Now it's just going to stack on the final damage. See, 3 stacks, 60% damage is back. And it just keep going, and it just keep going, and it just keep going, and it just keep going. So there you go. Favoritism is one of my favorite skills. Now, what's a summoner without the ability to summon? Well, when you start your summoner, you're gonna have this ability called first, and basically what that does, it allows you to summon your first summon, like so. Now, of course, when you're new, you can only summon 1 at a time, but they still can be a great help. How many different types of dragons are there, you may ask yourself? Well, you guys have already you guys probably have already seen them in this video alone. So we have the first form of the dragon here. Oops, forgot to take control. Let's just jump back in there. So clearly you guys know the first form of the dragon. Here's the second form. And here's the third form. So basically, what you only need to know nope, we need this one. So what you only mainly need to know is that the black dragon is, well, wormling. The black wormling is your major damage wormling. It's going to be the hardest hitting one. It has an ability to heal, which is its second skill. This skill attacks in the X formation as well as give a heal to any ally it attacks. Everything else is just standard offensive capabilities. Uh, Now your albino wormling is a healing attacker. So basically, even though I can attack my opponent, anything around the opponent is going to receive heals. His second skill is an heal, but any enemies around the target he's healing will receive damage. And the third skill, I believe, is just damage, I believe. But that also attacks in a T formation. Okay, it heals allies. So I never really tried to do it when I was in the way, but that's a good learning experience for me. I can use that in the future. So it attacks in a T formation and it also heals allies. The third dragon is your support dragon. This one heals the target. The second skill is what does it used to be called? Bewitch. It used to be it's basically bewitching, as well as it also heals. And its third skill is actually a damage skill. It actually deals damage. Let's see. Entities receive healing for the sum of the damage they inflict on target. So apparently, okay. So not only does it deals damage, as we just read, it inflicts a heal on whoever damages said opponent. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that about the that skill. In fact, I'll be honest, I just recently learned that that third skill is a damage skill. And that's it for your 3 dragons. So the next active skill you're going to get on your skill list is called Protective Blam. And basically what Protective Blam does is it's a shield. So you're going to throw your summon out there, but creatures mainly at end game hits really hard. So you don't want them to like get one shot, especially if you don't have control over them. Speaking of having control over them, there is a small quest that allow you to gain control over your summons. I don't know how to do that quest by heart, but there's an amazing guide by my friend Benjamite. He does amazing guides and profession guides, and it's his job to bring you fun and fantastic Dofus content. Protective Blam, as you can see, puts a shield on your summon. Every turn, every one of their turns, the shield gets replaced. So see how it has 450 shield now. So we beat down the shield 404, but since it survived, on its turn, his shield gets replaced. He is back to 450. You basically put the shield on, you leave it there, forget about it, and it does the job, and it keeps him protected. Just a little bit more vitality for your summons. The next skill on the list is Beastly Balance. I'll be honest, I don't really understand how it works. So basically from what we read here is that it's supposed to set a summon charge aside and at some point give it back to you. I'll be 100% honest. I don't understand it. This is one of the newest skills we just got with the OSA rework, and I haven't used it at all. I was already higher level by the time the skill came out. I don't use that at all. But I will show you a demonstration if the thing could live one turn. Okay, see, now I have the thing. Now I store. Now it's stored, but now I don't know what it does. It doesn't come back. So let's see if we can figure this out. Does it automatically make a summon for us? Nope, it don't even make the summon. No Fumukano. So if it stored the one stack and I still had that one stack, it should have just automatically came out as the Raven. I don't understand Beastly thing. Okay, I guess it just brought it back. Oh, well, we just found out how to do it, guys. I don't know. In my opinion, it's trash. But if you guys can figure out how to use it, be my guest. I personally don't like it. The next on the list is second. It does the same as first. It just allows you to put down a second summon. So, I mean, very, very self-explanatory. If you have one summon out already, I forgot to take control of the summon. But it's very self-explanatory. If you have one summon out already, it just allows you to bring out a second one. So let's give myself a stack. It don't matter when you do it. You can bring them out on the same turn. You can match, crisscross. So you can have one, flame dragon. You got one hill dragon and one toad. You have one gobble and one toad. Is just a second summon. I don't know much more to explain other than that. So let's just go on to the next active spell. The next spell is Call to Order. Now, with this spell, I use it simply for emergencies, and all that does is Call to Order. I'll let you read it here, but mainly Call to Order kills your summon and gives you AP for the price of your summon. Like I said, it's an emergency tactic. If your summon's dying, like it has like 3 AP left and it's 3 HP left and it's your turn, I say that'll be a good time to activate Call to Orders. It will completely destroy your summon, but it will give you 3 AP for your sacrifice. It will also put your summon spell on cooldown for a single turn. So whatever number you use Call to Order on is going to be down to the next turn come up. Then you can just resummon. Also, I never noticed, but it also gives you back. A dragon charge. Now, I've never noticed that before. I guess now that I'm actually sitting down and looking at it, I'm noticing things. But yes, it also gives you back a summon charge. And that is Call to Order. The next spell on the list is called High Energy Shot. Probably the most important offensive skill for your summons. And what High Energy Shot does is it's basically an adrenaline boost for it's steroids. That's all it does. If you can read here, it increases the vitality, your damage, the MP, the AP. It's just steroids for your summon. It gives them, and the damage boost is not small. It's a huge damage boost. Ooh, look at that big boy there. It's a huge damage boost. It's really, really good. Probably your most important offensive active skill. The next skill on the list is third. I mean, don't want to spend too much time talking about it. It's the same as first and second. It just gives you an ability to summon your third summon. That's really it. So we're just going to skip that and we're going to go to the next spell on the list, and that is Animal Tandem. And this one is a really, really good spell. I like it because if you're a Chance Osa, or even if you're a support Fire Osa, this works very well. So as we already know, we got the stacks. As a Fire Osa, you're going to have a fire stack a lot. So as an Osa, you're gonna always have probably a fire stack. So if you have a fire stack and you use this on an ally, it basically increases the healing amount that they receive when you heal them. Okay, so I guess since that was an enemy, it's not gonna count. So let's do this. Then use Animal Tandem. Now my summon should have healing received by 120%. Makes it a lot easier to heal. It helps out. If it has my favorite chance on it, you increases the power by 150%. So it's literally an IOPS power buff for your summon or ally. It also works on allies, so it's not restricted only to summons. When they first took it from Geyser, I was like upset because Geyser was our power boost for our allies. So for a while, I was really upset. I didn't understand what was the point of them doing that. And then I found Animal Tandem, and then I was like, okay, I'm happy. I still got a way I can buff my allies. The strength version gives shields, and we know how much I love shields. It also shares it with you. I forgot to mention that, but you guys seen it there. It also share the shields with you. Agility's next, which I believe that's MP. Without looking at it, I believe that's just an MP. Yep. So it gets an MP buff that's shared with you. So I believe that's all elements, right? Yep. MP and dodge. So we get MP and dodge for Tofu or the agility. Shields for Gobble, strength. Toads for power, chance. And Wormling for healing, intelligence. And you can switch it, don't matter which build you are, you can switch it at will. Do, you know, as I said, I play support, but you can still use it. Give your ally the buff, nice buff. Oh, I didn't know it did that. I didn't know it could stack. Look at that, guys. Learning something as I'm making a guide. It also stacks. Look at that there. That's nice. That's great. Nice. Let's go to the next active spell. The next spell we're going to bring up this time is Whip. In the past, Whips was our thing. It is in our name. It is who we are. Whipping creatures, ours or anybody else's, was the thing we did. But unfortunately, Whip has been disabled. Only thing Whip is good for now is to move you one space over. That's it. It doesn't matter what you have, who's out. It can be used if you know how to use it. But the thing is, your summon has to be next to the Whip. And you can only do it once per turn. You cannot move them 2 spaces. You can only move them once per turn. See? Once per turn. I'm pretty sure position players can make some real overpowered moves with that. I don't like it. I like its variant spell, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But for now, we're going to continue going down the list. I've already covered favoritism, but in case I didn't, is the skill that, oh, I didn't put it back. But it's basically the variant of Verse, and what favoritism does is that every turn, your summon will get an even bigger damage boost than it already has. What was the next skill after it? It was Puncture. we're on puncture. So basically what puncture does is that whatever summon you have on the field, if you use puncture on them, you will take a charge from its family tree. So let's get a summon out so you can see. And there you go. Use puncture, and now I have a level 1 stack for intelligence, or for dragoons, or wavering, wormling, dragon. It's a dragon, doggone it. The next spell on the list is Natural Defense. It is the variant of Summon number 2, or the second that is simply called. Trash. This is utter trash. Natural Defense used to be the jam back in the day. It used to be one of the biggest defense boosts you can give to your summon. Now, it's only a 1-turn invincibility skill. Your summons will become invincible for 1 turn. See? He is invulnerable. He cannot be damaged for simply 1 turn. That's all it does. It is a horrible, horrible skill. I say throw this in the trash. The next skill on this list here is called Replacement. It is the variant of Call to Order. And much like Call to Order, I would say it's a decent Shadow Clone Jutsu, basically. So it kills your summon, but immediately replace it with a slightly stronger version. Oh, I was too late, so let me jump right back in there. So as stated, it replaces your summon and basically just bring it out with a slightly stronger version. So if your summon is on the verge of dying, see how it's kind of hurt now? Let's just say my summon was dying. Replacement, I'm gonna change turns. Oh no, Hourglass of Doom. Not good. As I was saying before I was really interrupted by the Hourglass of Doom, basically if you're summon dying and is really, really low on health, whatever the case may be. Oh, look at that. It doesn't damage the allies. I was wondering what this does. Like I said, I don't use this. I don't like it. It's trash to me. I'm usually never in a position where I do this. I don't need it. But if my summon was dying and I wanted to save it, let's say I'm behind it and it's dying, you can use Replacement. And not only does it kill it, it removes all buffs or whatever it has on them, but brings them back with slightly more HP. See? Slightly more HP, and it's infinite, which allows you to go back and just rebuff up. Just gonna let you go back and rebuff or do whatever you're gonna do. 150 power and da 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 da. So that is Replacement. Kills your summon, brings it back with slightly more HP, depending on how much damage it received in the fight before you swapped it. Next one on the list is Relay. Also, is an extremely good spell for support Osis. If you're going support, this is a really good spell for you. And the reason being is because, let's get somebody else out here, shall we? Relay puts an effect on your ally, which gives them 2 AP for as long as the summon remains alive. So you will throw a relay on and pow. And now, as you can see, my toad now has 2 extra AP, which you would immediately want to put Blam on to keep it alive. Oh, well, no, you would put Blam on. The wave ramp to keep the wave run alive, so that your partner can benefit off the relay. It works also on allies, so it's not summoner exclusive. It works on allies. Very important, guys. We are now an Eni. Look out, Enies. We're coming after your role. Next skill on the list is called Nature Preserve. And what this does is that first off, it's a variant of Animal Totem, and what this does is increase defense. See? Wait, does it increase defense? I'm sorry, I forgot what it does, guys. I was supposed to put it down on. I was supposed to write it down. So I forgot to write it down. And in exchange, the casters suffer more damage and can no longer cast the spells first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, caller orders, and replacement as long as the summons remain alive. So I don't see no benefits to this. I don't understand the point of it. I never use it. Probably never will. It's like nerfing myself to take more damage for no reason. I don't understand the point of doing it, and I probably won't ever use it again. Okay, so the last spell apparently is supposed to increase your elemental resistance, but as stated, I still don't see the point of it. It's pointless in my opinion. Uh, Maybe you guys can figure out how to do it. But this next skill must be talked about. I really enjoyed this next skill. Oh, I don't even need a summon for this one. Well, I don't need a summon for this one. So the skill we're going to talk about this time is Crop. Basically, it's an upgrade of is the variant of Whip, and what it does is that depending on which family tree you're using or stack that you have, I call them stacks. You can pull yourself, push yourself, pull the target, or push the target. So with the dragon stack, you push yourself, which I use quite a lot. Which you're gonna see me take wall damage here because there's no room to move. So I took wall damage because there's no room to move. So with Toad stance, you will pull yourself. And of course, you can only use it once per turn. You can't use it more than once. I think it'd be too broken if you could use it like all day, every day. Strength, pull them. And for agility, you push them. And of course, as always, just because you specialize in one element don't mean you can't use others. So don't be afraid to branch out and like switch around if you need be. Let's get ready for the next spell. Ooh-wee, this has been going on for almost an hour. I am at 58 minutes of recording. Like I said, this is new to me, so I'm probably making a lot of mistakes, but I hope you guys are able to keep up, and I hope you guys are getting useful information out of this. So I did make a mistake. I skipped a spell, and the spell I skipped was Animal's Blessing. I don't know, like I said, I've been recording so long, I think I skipped it. So if I did, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna briefly go over it. Animal Blessing basically gives you 3 summon charges, and I don't think it's 3. Is it 3? I've always thought it was 2. 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, no. 1, 2, 3. I guess it always been 3. We'll demonstrate that next round. But yeah, we'll demonstrate it next round because the variant of Animal Blessing is just 6. And I don't need to explain what 6 is. It's just the 6th space you can summon a creature. I don't need to talk about that. So just in case I did not go over said spell, I'm going over it. So here's Animal Blessing. And as stated, it's supposed to give you 3 additional charges. So here's charge 1. I think it gives 3 because I should automatically transform with Animal Blessing. There we go. So, oh, that's very important. I should have spoke about that. Very briefly, let me talk about the different transformations. But yeah, that's Animal Blessing. It just gives you 3 extra stacks. That's literally all there is to it. So let's talk about the transformations. As you can see here, I am in Wavering Stance. And basically being in Wavering Stance, it gives me enhanced heals. So I have extra ability in healing with this stance. Gobble Stance probably is the 2nd coolest. No. The 3rd coolest. Here's the Gobble Stance. You get into Gobble Stance. Anybody around you within 2 spaces gets extra defense. And that's the Gobble Stance. Tofu Stance. Now this is the 2nd coolest stance. Only next to that of my Dragon Stance. And basically anybody 2 spaces around you get 1 additional MP. Or is it 2? I think it might be. No, it's 1 MP. Okay, I read it too quickly down here. But it's 1 MP that goes for you as well. You get an additional MP. And now everybody's favorite, the Toad Stance. Just look at that face. Isn't that gorgeous? Toad Stance, basically every 2 spaces, someone gets an attack boost. Basically a power boost. And then, as you can read here, increases final damage by 10%. So you get an attack boost. It's really helpful. So especially if you have an IOP or YOP next to you, it's really good because not only do they have their own power boost, but you just gave them 10% final damage boost on top of being able to also boost them with Animal Tandem for another 150 power. We are a great support class. Osas are very versatile. They can solo a lot of things with a lot of damage they can do. They can heal allies. They're able to overrun like a lot of content. Like I said, like I showed, you can shield your summons, you can boost your summons, you can power your summons up, and you can do a lot of damage as an Osa. You won't be seeing solid numbers like in Yop or a Sakurai who's suffering, but you will do some decent damage. For example, if I were to take on let's say this one here. Let me change my spells around because I'm not playing support. I'm going damage. I don't like that skill, so we're just gonna change that. Spark Melon. No, it was Spark Melon. All right. Place third. Get that out of here. I ain't gonna need quarter oil anyway. Favoritism. Okay, so let's take a look at some damage and see you guys after this part. And to think, I can still do even more damage if I were to put on the Toad stance and use my animal totem. But yeah, guys, it has been an hour. I'm gonna try to do my best to edit, and if it comes out terrible, I hope this still helps. This is my very first time doing a recording like this, but I do hope it's really helpful to you guys. I hope some of y'all questions have been answered. If not, please ask me some more questions down below. As mentioned slightly earlier in the video, I don't know how early it's going to be after I chop it down, but Benjamite also did a great guide on how to control your summons. It's real stupid but simple quest. Just talk to totems and bada bing bada boom, you can now summon, control your summons. So with that being said, guys, I really hope this helped. This is my first time trying. I'm sorry if it's trash. I wrote down a whole bulletin and everything. I kind of went off track of the bulletin, but that's why I am better at live streaming and raw recordings. But if not, as always, guys, have a good day, good night, good evening, wherever you all live at. This is Shin Angelo.